The Xia dynasty was the first dynasty in Chinese history. We will explain based on the country name, history, territory, politics, military, economy, culture, society, and other aspects of this period. The Xia dynasty approximately 2070 BC to 1600 BC is recorded as the first slave society in Chinese history. The Xia dynasty was, in reality, a state formed around clans, with the general belief that it lasted for 14 generations and had 17 rulers. The rulers were referred to as Hu during their reign and the after their death. It was founded by Yu the Great, or sometimes said to be Qi, with the capital established in various locations such as Yangcheng, Zhenxun, and Anyi. The central region of activity was around Mount Song in Henan, the basins of the Yi River and Luo River. Xia was an ancient tribal alliance in the middle reaches of the Yellow River, consisting of more than 10 tribes with the surname Xi. The Xia Hu clan held a leadership position among these tribes. During the periods of Ya and Shan, the Xia tribe gradually strengthened, and when Gan failed and fled control, he was killed. Gan's son Yu inherited his father's legacy and successfully managed to flood control. With the support of many tribal leaders, Yu became the paramount leader of the various Xia tribes and gradually established the royal power of the Xia tribe. Originally, Yu was supposed to pass the throne to his son Yi, but Yi relinquished it to Yu's son Qi, marking the beginning of Zheqiang Xia ruling family governing the country in Chinese history. The Xia dynasty extended from the western part of Henan province and the southern part of Shaanxi province to the eastern borders of Henan, Shandong, and Hebei provinces. It reached as far south as the northern part of Hebei province and north to the southern part of Hebei province. The geographical center of this region is Ruanmarnianshi, Dengfang, Senmei, and Yushong in Henan. Archaeological findings from the Xia period include a significant number of bronze and jade ritual objects dating to the late Neolithic period and the early Bronze Age. Through the research on the chronological history of Xia, Shang, and Shou dynasties and the preliminary exploration of the origin of Chinese civilization, a social panorama from approximately the 2500 of BCE to the 1500 of BCE, covering the period from Ya and Shan to the end of Xia and the beginning of Shang, has been outlined. The Central Plains region, including the 6 large and high-ranking central cities during the Xia dynasty, with the capital Yangcheng as the focus, has been a key area of study. The discovery of the Rulachu site in Yanqi, Luoyang, Henan, has unveiled the mysterious veil of the ancient capital of Xia, and the Rulachu site is gradually becoming a consensus in the academic community as the remains of the Xia dynasty capital city. Part 1. National Name. The Xia dynasty is historically commonly referred to as Xia. There are various theories about the origin of this name, with a more credible viewpoint being that Xia is a pictographic character representing the totem of the Xia clan. Sima Qian recorded that Xia is the name of a tribe composed of 12 clans, including the clan of Xia Hu, Hu clan, Nan clan, Zhenxun clan, Chengchen clan, Bao clan, Fei clan, Ti clan, San clan, Shin clan, Ming clan, and Zhenguang clan, with Xia Hu as the leader. Therefore, after establishing the Xia dynasty, the name of the tribe was used as the national name. The Xia dynasty was established on the ruins of the primitive social system. Shang Shuji of the Tang dynasty believed that Xia was named after Yu the Great was conferred the title of Xia Baoyunyang. Xia evolved from the place name Yushia Seiju and Da Xia to become the tribal name, and later the national name, marking the beginning of many historians' view of the hereditary monarchies in Chinese history. The Li Ji, Ziyi, Shang Shu, Chai Jia, King Huo Jian, Yin Ga, and King Huo Jian. Yin Zi referred to the Xia dynasty as Shiyi Xia or Shiyi. According to some scholars, the term Shiyi in Oracle inscriptions refers to Xia, indicating that Shiyi was the Shang dynasty people's appellation for Xi'an. According to the entry on Huo Xi'an in the Encyclopedia Britannica, Huo means glory and Xi'an means people of China, referring to the people of the Central Plains. Part 2. History. Origin of the Xia clan. According to historical records, before the establishment of the Xia Hu tribe, there were frequent wars between the Xia tribe and other surrounding tribes for the leadership of the alliance. The Xia tribe gradually rose after the legendary figure Shuang Su in ancient Chinese history. Many ancient texts trace the Xia tribe back to Shuang Su. The records of the grand historian Xia Banzhi and Dai Li Ji He claimed that Gan was the son of Shu Yangsu, stating Huangdi's second son was named Changyi, and he gave birth to Shu Yangsu. Shu Yangsu's son was named Gan, and Gan's son was named Yu, who became the father of Shahu Qi Xia Qi. However, the Han Shu Lu Lizi cites Bong Yu Di Shi and suggests that Shu Yangsu had 5 generations and gave birth to Gan. Regardless of the genealogy, these accounts indicate that the Xia tribe is likely a descendant of the Shu Yangsu tribe, a branch formed by the intermarriage of the descendants of the Yellow Emperor, Shu Yangsu's Gangyang clan, and the Gonggang clan of the Flame Emperor. The Xia tribe initially resided in the lower reaches of the Wei River and later migrated east to the southern part of Jian and the Yilua River basin in western Henan. The Xia's territory was roughly in the present-day central and western parts of Henan to the southern part of Shaanxi, with Gan and Yu revered as ancestral deities. The records of the Annals of the Six States records, Eurasian the West Qiang, the records of the Annals of the Shiji quotes the emperor's lineage as saying, Manzi is called Zha Yu, born from Shiniu, a man of the western Qiang people. Modern research also indicates that the legend of Yu originating from the western Qiang persisted until the Han, Wei, and Zheng periods, and he was referred to as Rong Yu. The worship of Yu also continued among the Qiang people. Historian and oracle bone script expert Su Zhuangshu believed that the main tribe of the Xia dynasty was Qiang. Based on the long-standing legend of the Qiang people from the Han to the Zheng period, there is no reason to deny that the Xia dynasty belonged to the Qiang people. Lin Shiyang's new evidence for Yu rose in the West Qiang uses archaeological evidence to explore the relationship between the Xia and Qiang cultures. The combination of the West Qiang Zhangrong culture represented by Yu and the pre-existing culture in the southern Jian and northern Yu regions formed the backbone of Chinese culture. Some scholars believe that the ancient city of Shimao was the capital of the Xia people, but the Shimao culture is more closely related to the Di system. Ancient texts state that Yu came from the western Tiyang, seemingly unrelated to the northern Di. However, if we interpret the saying that Yu came from the western Tiyang in a broader context, i.e., Yu had a pan-northwest cultural system or a Rongdi background, then we cannot rule out the connection between Shimao and the Xia, control of floods by Gan and Yu. The earliest recorded member of the Xia clan is Gan. According to the Goyu Shao, Gan, as the leader of the Xia tribe, was in fief in Chang, hence known as Changbo Gan. Gan was the leader of the Yuchang clan, located on the southern bank of the Great River near Mangzuang. Both the Yuchang clan and the Gonggang clan on the eastern foothills of the Chaihan Mountains on the northern bank were tribes with extensive experience in flood control. During the periods of Yao and Shan, in their quest for kingship, Gan and Gonggang engaged in fierce struggles against Yao and Shan but ultimately failed. After Gan, Yu inherited his role and became Changbang Yu. This indicates that the early Xia people were active near Mount Chang. At that time, there were floods, and to resist the flooding, many tribes formed alliances. Gan was elected by the Four Peaks to lead flood control, a process that lasted for 9 years but ultimately ended in failure. The reasons for the failure might be his inability to unite his people and other tribes. The Shangshu Yadian records that initially Yao Gan harmed the Kai clan and destroyed the virtuous, opposing Gan's leadership and flood control, indicating dissatisfaction with Gan's leadership among many tribes. The Shangshu, Huang Fan, and Goyu, Lu Yu also mentioned Gan blocking the flood, indicating that Gan's flood control method mainly involved using earth and wood to block and dam the flood, possibly one of the reasons for Gan's failure in the 9-year flood control effort. After the failure, Gan was executed at Mount Yu in the east on the shore of the Yellow Sea. Yu, Gan's son, took over after Gan's death. Yu, along with the Gonggang clan and many other tribes, gradually initiated flood control in the areas of the Yi, Luo, He, and Ji rivers. Yu abandoned Gan's blocking strategy and adopted a strategy focused on diversion. Based on the terrain, he diverted the flowing water from high grounds, reducing the flooding disasters in fertile plains. After the governance, the residents who originally concentrated in higher areas along the edges of the large plains moved to the lower, flat plains, cultivating the fertile land. Those overgrown areas with abundant vegetation and thriving wildlife became preferred settlement locations. Due to Yu's successful flood control efforts and promotion of agricultural production, the power of the Xia tribe strengthened, and there was a significant improvement in social productivity. This provided the necessary economic foundation for the establishment of a hereditary state. The records of the grand historian Xia Dynasty records that during use flood control efforts, he labored and pondered, residing outside for 13 years, not daring to enter his home. His diligent spirit was praised in later generations, and the process of flood control promoted unity among the people of various tribes. Therefore, the direct cause of the establishment of the Xia Dynasty likely stemmed from the widespread flooding of the Yellow River during the Three Sovereigns and the Five Emperors era. The prolonged impact of floods on the livelihoods of surrounding people prompted Da Yu to mobilize various tribes for a 20-year flood control effort. This unprecedented unity among the Xia ancestors in the enhancement of Da Yu's reputation, along with the eradication of floods and improved living conditions, laid the foundation for the emergence of the first unified monarchy, suppression of the three Ma tribes. Following Yu's successful flood control, Shan dispatched Yu to suppress the three Mao tribes. Despite initial setbacks, Yu eventually defeated the three Mao and drove them to the drainage basins of the Dan River and Han River, consolidating royal authority. In the Mozi non-attack, it is mentioned that after Yu conquered the three Mao, different entities were arranged in their proper order, and the lords regulated everything to the greatest extent. The people and gods did not oppose, and tranquility reigned throughout the realm. This indicates that after Yu's victories in flood control and the suppression of the three Mao, the Xia tribe had become the leader of the tribal alliance, establishment of the dynasty. According to legend, during the times of Yao, Shan, and Yu, a system of abdication and succession was employed within the tribal alliance, where the most virtuous and capable individual was elected as the leader of the alliance. When Yao grew old, he abdicated the throne to the capable Shan. Shan, in turn, abdicated the throne to Yu. Yu convened a tribal assembly on the mountain, launching another campaign against the three Ma tribes. According to the Zhenxun, participants from myriad nations attended the assembly on the mountain, illustrating the influential appeal of the Xia tribe. During a tribal assembly in Kuaiji present-day Shaanxi, Zhejiang, the leader of the Fanfang tribe, was executed by Yu for arriving late. Historical records also indicate that Yu, based on the proximity of the vassal tribes, levied tributes, accordingly demonstrating the economic control of the Xia tribe over neighboring tribes. Yu initially nominated Gao Da, a prominent leader of the Yangcheng clan in the east, to be his successor, respecting the tradition of abdication. However, Gao Da died before the abdication, and Yu appointed Bo Yi, the leader of the Donji tribe, as the successor. After Yu's death, Bo Yi some argue that Bo Yi is not the same as Bo Yi, but two different individuals observed the traditional funeral for Yu, wearing mourning garments and mourning for 3 years. After completing the 3-year mourning period, Bo Yi did not assume the position of power. Instead, he, supported by the people, assumed power. There are different accounts of this historical period. The ancient Shishu Jinyan records, after Bo Yi assumed power, he killed Bo Yi and seized the throne. Another account suggests, after Bo Yi took power, some tribes did not submit to Bo Yi but supported Qi, leading to a war between Qi and Bo Yi's tribes. Ultimately, Qi triumphed and seized power. Subsequently, Bo Yi led the eastern barbarians in a campaign against Qi. After several years of struggle, Qi established his leadership in the tribal alliance. However, the common consensus is that Guangtiangxia public ownership of the world transformed into Jieqiangxia family ownership of the world. From then on, the system of abdication was replaced by hereditary rule, marking the replacement of the long-standing primitive society with a society based on private ownership. This can be considered a progressive development in history. However, the establishment of a new system inevitably faced opposition. Many tribes, inclined towards the abdication tradition, questioned Qi's authority. The Yangyu clan outside Qi's capital rebelled, leading the tribal alliance to march against Qi. A decisive battle took place again, where Qi, prior to the battle, asserted his authority as granted by Gongsheng Chuan, respecting heaven's mandate, forming the embryonic concept later seen in the Shou dynasty's theory of the mandate of heaven. With the overwhelming support of the Central Plains population, Qi emerged victorious, punishing and demoting the Yao clan to shepherd slaves. This victory indicated a shift in mainstream social beliefs in the Central Plains from the primitive abdication system to the hereditary system. During Qi's rule, his son Wu Guang frequently caused disturbances. Han Feizi, Shou Yi mentions that he harmed the country, injured the people, and violated the laws, ultimately leading to his execution. Apart from internal conflicts within the Xia tribe, wars with the eastern barbarians were frequent in the struggle for authority within the tribal alliance. The loss of the state by Taikang. Following the death of Xia Qi, his son Taikang ascended to the throne. Taikang, indulging in leisure and neglecting state affairs, witnessed the weakening of the authority of the Xia tribe during his reign. Seizing this opportunity, the Qiangshi tribe from the eastern barbarians took advantage and advanced westward. Among the eastern barbarians was a skilled archer named Yi, later known as Hu Yi. Yi led his forces from the eastern barbarian territory true to the Xia-controlled territory of Qiangshi. There, he intermarried with the local Xia people, forming the Qiangshi clan. With the support of the Xia populace, Yi seized control of Xia's political power. Subsequently, Taikang sought refuge with the Zhenxun clan in Zhenxun. After gaining power, Yi did not declare himself king but instead appointed Taikang's younger brother Zhuangkang as the nominal ruler. However, Yi effectively governed the country. This action stirred discontent among many tribes, including Haishi and Zishi, who were involved in celestial observations, openly opposing him. Yi accused them of wasting time and distorting the days, leading to a military expedition commanded by his son Yan. Before the battle, Yi delivered an oath and recited the Yinsang poem, ultimately achieving victory. After Zhuangkang's death, his son succeeded him and later sought refuge with the Zhenxun and Shenyu clans, who shared the same surname as Xia. From this point onward, Yi solely held the throne. Yi was skilled in archery and hunting but lacked administrative ability. Similar to Taikang, he indulged in hunting while neglecting state affairs. He dismissed loyal ministers such as Wu Luo, Bogan, and Long Yu, favoring the disobedient, and expelled Hanzu. Hanzu, driven away by the lord of the Boming clan for spreading false rumors during his youth, was later adopted by Yi and became a member of the Qiang clan, gaining prominence. Hanzu's influence grew and he seized the opportunity while Yi was away hunting to kill Yi and his family. Hanzu assumed power, took Yi's wife and fathered two sons, Yi and Zhao, the restoration by Shao Kang. Upon reaching adulthood, Shao Kang became the livestock officer for the Yuan clan. When Zhao received news of this, he sent people to kill the Yuan clan. Fleeing from the threat, Shao Kang sought refuge with the Yang clan, descendants of Shan. He took on the role of the royal cook. The leader of the Yang clan, Yu Sixi, had no sons but two daughters. He betrothed both daughters to Shao Kang, granting him land, people, and the city of Lancity to govern. Establishing Lancity as his base, Shao Kang organized the remaining Xia tribespeople, appointed officials, and sent Ai, a woman, as a secret agent to Jiao's court, preparing to restore the Xia lineage. At this time, the loyal minister Mi, who had been hiding in the Yigong clan, learned of Shao Kang's plan to reclaim political power. Personally leading the remnants of the Sanguan and Zhenxun clans, Mi joined forces with Shao Kang. Together, they defeated Hanzu, restoring Shao Kang as the Xia monarch. Subsequently, Shao Kang defeated Jia Guo and his sons eliminated Yiyach. With this, the eastern barbarians, specifically the Qiang clan, who had controlled the central plains for nearly 100 years, were overthrown, ending the 40-year period of no king. This era, later known as the Restoration by Shao Kang, marked the restoration of order to the central plains. Shao Kang's son, Xi, succeeded him. Understanding the discontent of the eastern barbarians towards the Xia lineage, Xi moved the capital from its original location to Laogu to consolidate power in the east. He emphasized the development of weapons and armor, with records mentioning Xi creating armor and Xi creating spears. Xi also sent troops to suppress the eastern barbarians in the eastern regions south of Shandong, north of Anhui, and north of Jiangsu. Legends suggest that he obtained the auspicious creature, the nine-tailed fox. Under Xi's rule, the Xia Dynasty expanded its territory to the shores of the eastern Sea Yellow Sea. This period, under Xi's reign, was the most prosperous time for the Xia Dynasty. The people held great respect for Xi and even conducted reporting ceremonies in his honor. The Lu Yu states Xi is capable of leading like you, the Xia Dynasty reported to him. Xi's son, Huai, succeeded him, initiating a period of peaceful coexistence between the eastern barbarians and the Xia Dynasty. 9 tribes, namely Kuan-yi, Yu-yi, Fan-ji, Huan-ji, Bai-yi, Qi-yi, Shuan-yi, Fan-yi, and Yan-ji, residing in the Hui River and Sishi River basins, regularly paid tributes to the Xia monarch. After Huai, his son Mang ascended the throne, and after Mang, his son Zi took over. During this period, the eastern barbarians gradually assimilated with the Xia people. In Qi's reign, the eastern barbarians began living peacefully with the Xia dynasty. 9 territories, known as Tianyuan, located in the western regions, were subjected to Xia rule. This marked the beginning of the system of enfeoffment, which would evolve into the feudal system centuries later. After Xi's death, his son Zhang succeeded him. Zhang led multiple campaigns against the western regions, expanding Xia's influence further westward. Simultaneously, he began conferring territories and titles on obedient vassal states. This marked the initiation of the feudal system. After Zhiyong's death, his son Bizhang ascended to the throne. He led several campaigns against the western Nine Gardens, the fall of Xia, Zhiyi's tyranny. After Buzhang's death, his younger brother Zhiyong succeeded to the throne. Upon Zhiyong's death, his son Qin ascended. Qin's rule was short-lived as he died soon after. Qin's cousin, Kang Jia, son of Buzhang's brother Buzhang, took over. Kang Jia departed from the traditional Xia rituals focused on ancestral worship and shifted towards a strong emphasis on venerating the heavenly emperor. Records in Shiji, Xia Banji state that Kang Jia was fond of square spirits and indulged in licentiousness. Dissatisfaction grew among some of the regional tribes, but the Xia dynasty maintained friendly relations with the eastern barbarians, possibly due to a higher degree of assimilation between them. After Kang Jia's death, his son Gao succeeded him. Gao's death led to his son Feng inheriting the throne. During this period, relations between the regional tribes and the Xia dynasty deteriorated, and internal disputes within the clans intensified. From Kang Jia through Gao Ji known as Ji, internal turmoil persisted. Misrule during Kang Jia's reign weakened the Xia dynasty's authority. After Fe's death, his son Xia Ji took the throne. Ji was skilled in martial arts, being able to wrestle with wolves and chase after 4 horses. During Zhiyi's reign, the relationship between the Xia dynasty and the regional tribes had completely broken down. The number of tribes paying tribute to Xia continually diminished. Ji frequently launched campaigns against non-compliant tribes. Historical records suggest that Ji was lascivious. After defeating a tribe, he would select women he favored from among the captives to bring to his palace as concubines. Tribes such as Shi, mentioned in Goyu, Zhenyu, and mentioned in Shishu Zhenyan, suffered this fate. Mention's concubine, Waxi, had previously formed a good relationship with Yin. Despite this, Ji forcibly took her to Luo, causing Yin to flee to Shangchang in anger. Zhiyi's repeated military campaigns angered many influential tribes. The Bingquan descendants of Shang was annihilated for not submitting to Zhiyi's rule. Meanwhile, the Shang clan, active in the eastern part of today's Henan and southwestern Shandong, prospered during the Xia turmoil. Zhi used the pretext of Shang's non-compliance to launch a campaign against their leader, Chang, and defeated him. Chang was captured at Xia Cai, also known as Zhentai, but later released. Apart from the worsening external relations, historical records also mention Zhiyi's poor governance within the court. Zhi, indulging in personal pleasures and neglecting the suffering of the people, faced increasing decline in Shi's rule. After Fe's death, his son Xia ascended to the throne. Zhi was skilled in martial arts, being able to wrestle with wolves and chase after 4 horses. During Zhiyi's reign, the relationship between the Xia dynasty and the regional tribes had completely broken down. The number of tribes paying tribute to Xia continually diminished. Zhi frequently launched campaigns against non-compliant tribes. Historical records suggest that Zhi was lascivious. After defeating a tribe, he would select women he favored from among the captives to bring to his palace as concubines. Tribes such as Shi, mentioned in Goyu, Zhenyu, and mentioned in Shishu Zhenyan, suffered this fate. Mentioned the concubine, Waxi, had previously formed a good relationship with Yin. Despite this, Zhi forcibly took her to Luo, causing Yin to flee to Shangtang in anger. Zhiyi's repeated military campaigns angered many influential tribes. The Bingquan descendants of Shan was annihilated for not submitting to Jie's rule. Meanwhile, the Shanquan, active in the eastern part of today's Henan and southwestern Shandong, prospered during the Xia turmoil. Zhi used a pretext of Shang's non-compliance to launch a campaign against their leader, Chang, and defeated him. Tang was captured at Xietai, also known as Zhentai, but later released. Apart from the worsening external relations, historical records also mention Jie's poor governance within the court. Zhi, indulging in personal pleasures and neglecting the suffering of the people, faced increasing decline in Xia's rule. Around the 1600th of BCE, Shangtan, supported by the regional tribes, led an uprising against Zhi. After defeating the Wei, Gu, and Kengwu tribes loyal to Xia, the decisive battle took place at Mingxiu, where Zhi was finally defeated. Zhi fled to Mingxiu, present-day Shan, descendants of Xia. After the fall of the Xia dynasty, the remaining forces, aside from those primarily residing in the Central Plains, migrated southward from Mount Li, led by Zhi, along with a portion of the populace settling in the southern region of Chao, King Chang of the Shang dynasty, for the sake of imperial stability, in fear of the branch of the Xia clan, surnamed Yi, in the state of Qi, to perform ancestral rites in the family ancestral temple. Records of the Grand Historian, the family of Changti, mentions that the descendants of Xia during the Yin dynasty were either enfeoffed or cut off. After King Wu of the Shou dynasty defeated the Shan and became king, he enfeoffed the descendants of great Yuan Duke Zhonglu in the land of Qi, continuing the prosperity of the Qi state and overseeing the sacrifices to Yu. In the late spring and autumn period, Confucius, due to his admiration for the rituals of the Xia dynasty, made a special visit to the state of Qi for observation. In the village of Yuling on Mount Kuai in Shaoxing, Zhejiang, the descendants of Xia Yuxi clan have been guarding the tomb of Yu for generations. Part 3. Territory. Scope. The Xia dynasty marked the transition from city-state alliances to feudal states, and as such, it did not have a clearly defined territory. The relationship between the Xia clan and other city-states was often akin to that of a suzerain state and its tributary states. Some peripheral states were subjugated by the Xia lineage, resembling vassal states, so the influence of the Xia dynasty can only be indicated by the extent of its power. The 11 branches of the Yi surname tribes within the Xia clan had kinship ties with the central royal family of Xia. Politically, there were sub-feudal relationships, and economically, there were tribute ties, collectively forming the core territorial range of the Xia dynasty. The western boundary extended from the western part of Henan province to the southern part of Shaanxi province, while the eastern boundary reached the junction of Henan province, Shandong province, and Anhui province. The southern limit reached the northern part of Hubei province, and the northern limit extended to the southern part of Hebei province. The geographical center of this region was in the vicinity of present-day Luoyang, Yanshi, Zhangfeng, Sinmi, and Yushou. At that time, the influence of Xia extended both north and south of the Yellow River, reaching even into the Yangtze River basin. In the early period of the Xia dynasty, the Xia people were mainly active in the Henan region and the south-central part of Shaanxi. They migrated southeastward along the Fan River and Yellow River. In the later period, they expanded to the Yinluo River basin in the central part of Henan. The Gouyu, Shaoxiang states, in ancient times, when the Yinluo River dried up, the Xia dynasty perished, highlighting the importance of the Yinluo River to the late-stage capital of Xia. Regarding the administrative division of the Xia dynasty, it has been traditionally passed down as the 9 provinces. 1. Zhejiang, located between the right side of the Jishi entering the Yellow River, with 3 sides adjacent to the river. It is a crucial pass for tribute routes from various provinces. Present-day Shaanxi, Hebei, and the western part of Lianing province. 2. Yangcheng, floating on the Ji and Wan rivers, reaching the Yellow River. Present-day western Shandong and the southeast corner of Hebei. 3. Qingzhou, floating on the Wen River, reaching the Ji River. The eastern part of the Shandong Peninsula beyond Mount Tai. 4. Shizhou, floating on the Huai and Xi rivers, reaching the Yellow River. North of the Huai River in present-day Jiangsu, Anhui, and the southern part of Shandong. 5. Yangcheng, along the Yangtze River and the Xi, reaching the Huai and Xi rivers. South of the Huai River in present-day Jiangsu, Anhui, as well as the northern parts of Zhejiang and Jiangxi. 6. Zhenxun floating on the Yangtze, 2. Qian and Han rivers crossing the Luo River, reaching the southern Yellow River. Present day Hubei, north of Hanshan and Hunan, and the northwest part of Zhongxi. 7. Yuzhou floating on the Luo River, reaching the Yellow River. Present day Henan, the northern part of Hubei, southeast of Shaanxi, and the southwestern part of Shandong. 8. Liangchu floating on the Qian River, crossing the Mian River, entering the Wei River, and mingling with the Yellow River. Present day Sichuan, southern parts of Shaanxi and Gansu. 9. Yangzhou floating on the Zheshi, reaching the west of the Longmen River, meeting the Wei and Ruo rivers. Present day Shaanxi, Gansu, Ningxia, and Qinghai. These divisions delineate the geographical extent of the Xia Dynasty's influence during its transitional period from city-state alliances to a more feudal structure, regional states Fanguo. The political structure of the Xia Dynasty differed from the tribal alliances of the late primitive society and was distinct from the centralized authority systems implemented during the Western Zhou periods of feudalism and the later Qin dynasties, commandery and county system. Scholars suggest that the Xia dynasty was a relatively small state centered around the capital city of Xia. The relationship between the ruling Xia clan and local authorities both within and outside Xia capital city was intricate. Through their influence, they gradually strengthened unstable and even loose hierarchical relationships and orders within their controllable areas. Fanguo refers to small states formed by the transformation of primitive clan tribes. These vassal states were located outside the royal capital and were not directly governed by the Xia clan. Some were merely large tribes, while others were more extensive than the Xia clan's influence. During the reign of King Shao sought refuge with the Yuan and Yue clans, where he served as the Minister of Livestock and the Minister of Culinary Affairs. Yuan, also known as Yuan, belonging to the Fng surname, resided along the shores of Lake Wishan in Zhenxun, Shandong. They were descendants of Tihou and Shouhou. Yuan had close interactions with Xia Y, with instances of intermarriage. When the Xia clan was under threat from Mage and Liu, Yuan provided refuge to Qiwenji, who was already pregnant. She sought shelter in her homeland, and it was there that she gave birth to Shaoge. After Shao Gong's restoration, members of the Yuan clan were in fief in the state of An. Yue, descendants of Yuan's Aijian, resided in Yangcheng as Hngtui, Henan. When as Aijian grew old, he considered his son as Hngj and to be unfit, so he abdicated in favor of Y. Following the tradition of Shen passing the throne to as Aijian's son DNZH, Y attempted to pass the throne to as Hngj. However, the people overwhelmingly supported Y over as Hngj. Y inherited the imperial position and in fief as Hngj in Yangcheng, Henan. During the decline of the Xia clan, Y Shoukong sought refuge with the Yue clan. With the assistance of their leader Yas, Xia was able to reverse its fortunes, and the fate of Yue became intricately linked to the survival of the Xia clan. Yu, a clan within the Xia with the same surname. When as Hngj assumed power, Y opposed his rule, citing Y Shen chose the wise, but Y along with them, the opposition led to failure in the Battle of Jian, and Yuh's followers were demoted to pastoral slaves, engaging in herding for generations. BM, originally a tribal leader subservient to the Xia clan, when Tik lost the throne, he sought refuge under Hai. After Hai was killed by Agent Liu, BM fled to the You clan. When BM learned of Shogun's plan to revive the Xia clan, he organized the Yug, RZHN, and commoners to join forces with Shogun. RZHN referring to ZHNG Yuan and XN, collectively known as RZHN like the Xia clan, they belong to the S surname. These clans played a crucial role in the early Xia period. During the migration of the S clans southeastward, they merged with the Xia clan. In the later Xia period, the land of Zhenxun became the capital of the Xia clan. The YNSHRLT theological site is likely associated with ZHNG Yuan. During the period without a ruler, Agent Liu ordered his son Jiu to eliminate RZHN while simultaneously killing the hiding Xia clan minister in ZHNG Yuan. However, the remaining forces later joined the coalition of Shogun in BM, contributing to the revival of the Xia clan. Yang, another branch of the Xia clan, descendants of Shouhou, were a powerful regional state in the east during the later Xia period. When Shi Zhiken Li Genyuan, the leader of Yan, dissatisfied with Ji's rule, returned to his homeland. Ji subsequently annihilated Yan. Yangcheng, descendants of Xia, a branch of the Shng dynasty, were in fief during the time of Tu. During the transition from Xia to Shng, with the help of Yangcheng formed an alliance with Shng in Bib, North B, and later Tianji married a princess from Yangcheng. Part 4. Politics. Administrative system. The Xia dynasty was established on the ruins of the primitive social system. As the primitive tribal system gradually disintegrated, the patriarchal family became a force against it. The hereditary monarchy and aristocracy of the state, based on the patriarchal family, developed gradually. Therefore, after the formation of the state, aristocratic organizations at various levels still maintain old blood ties, strictly distinguishing surnames. The royal family and fiefed various tribes, preserving their original surnames, and established new surnames based on the fiefdoms. Officials took their city as their surname. Among various aristocratic families, family relationships were established based on surnames. Although these family relationships inherited remnants of the old clan organization, they were essentially centered around the patriarchal family system, determining the hierarchical status of various aristocrats based on their seniority and kinship relationships. In the Book of Rites, it is stated, in ancient times, the Yue clan valued virtue and lineage, while the Xia clan valued titles and lineage. This reflects the importance placed on official positions in the Xia dynasty, and indirectly indicates the clear hierarchical distinctions among Xia officials. After the Xia, or the Xia king, was the highest ruler of the Xia dynasty, holding both military and political power. The military, officials, and prisons under his command formed the pillars of the state power. The Shng were officials responsible for specific affairs. Documents mention officials such as Chng chariot officer and Chng livestock officer, and Chng culinary officer responsible for managing chariots, livestock, and food respectively. According to the Sushan, during the rule of King Shang served as the Chng for the Yong clan. Later, he fled to the Yue clan and served as the Chng. The Xia dynasty established the position of Shng Taishili, who became famous for advising Ji against effective governance and eventually fled to Shang. In the Moxi, it is recorded that during the casting of a bronze cauldron in KNW, Shogun consulted WNG and NY on behalf of the Shang dynasty. The Xia dynasty also had officials responsible for divination and fortune-telling. In the Book of Xia, it is mentioned that during the eclipse, a certain class of officials known as Kern, Mo, and SF, who were likely low-ranking clerks, were involved. Xia likely had an office dedicated to divination known as Genziyan. There were officials in the Xia dynasty in charge of managing the seasons. According to the records of the Grand Historian, Yunhu clans were in charge of the officials overseeing the seasons of Henan and Yuf. The Xia king also temporarily appointed subordinates to execute specific missions, similar to later envoys. According to the records of the Grand Historian, during the reign of Zhengkng, when Y and H became indulgent, causing chaos, YN went to subdue them, and this event is referred to as the YN expedition, era dating. The traditional Chinese system of era dating using the heavenly stems and earthly branches has ancient origins. Even during the late period of the Xia dynasty, emperors such as KNGG, YNG, and Aoguji used the heavenly stems as names, indicating that the use of heavenly stems as ordinal numbers was already quite common during that time. Calendar system. During the Xia dynasty, there was an office responsible for the calendar system, making it the earliest known calendar system in China. At that time, it was possible to determine the months based on the orientation of the Big Dipper's handle as it rotated around the North Star. The Xia calendar began with the month of Jinwayan, which corresponds to the handle of the Big Dipper pointing slightly east of north. The Xia Shaosuang, preserved in the Zhai Liji, is an important document related to the Xia calendar. It sequentially describes the constellations, meteorological phenomena, natural phenomena, as well as agricultural and political activities for each month of the Xia calendar. To some extent, it reflects the level of agricultural production during the Xia dynasty and preserves valuable scientific knowledge from ancient China. The Xia Shaosong has been confirmed by modern astronomers as a compilation of knowledge about calendar systems from the Xia Dynasty to the spring and autumn period. It is one of the earliest existing scientific documents in China. Each month, except for February, November, and December, includes information about celestial phenomena, mainly circumpolar and ecliptic constellations, to guide agricultural production. Additionally, it records the growth patterns of plants, the behavior of animals, and rituals related to sacrifices, making it an important work in phenology. Because the content of the Xia Shaosong involves celestial phenomena and their relationship with the agricultural calendar, it holds significant reference value for the study of ancient celestial observations and pre-Qing calendar systems. It stands as one of the earliest existing works in China that contains rich phenological knowledge, with 463 characters covering information about seasons, meteorology, celestial phenomena, and important political events, mainly focusing on agricultural activities such as farming, sericulture, horse breeding, as well as gathering, fishing, and hunting. Legal system. The Xia Dynasty had established a system of laws and punishments. The Zhenxun records in the 6th year of Zhu Shao, during the disorderly rule in Xia, the Yu Code was created. The Shiji contains the Ganshi, which provides specific details about the military's punishments. For achievements, rewards are offered to their ancestors. This signifies that when there were military achievements, rewards were presented in front of ancestral spirits. If the orders are not followed, punishment is given at the altar. This refers to a punishment ceremony at the altar if orders are not obeyed. Sons are punished, and daughters are humiliated. This indicates the punishment extends beyond individuals, bringing shame to their daughters. The guiding ideology of Xia's legal system was centered around obeying Henan, the enforcement of laws and punishments. The rulers derived their authority from the divine mandate, claiming to rule under the banner of heaven. After the stability of the Xia Dynasty, the legal system was gradually formed and expanded to meet the needs of adjusting social relationships. The basic content primarily consisted of customary laws with a criminal legal nature to sanction illegal and criminal behaviors. The Xia Dynasty enacted the Yu Code, which was the first formal legal code in Chinese history. In the Chang Lu Shuyi, it is mentioned that the Xia Code had 3,000 articles, with explanations initially stating that there were 200 for major offenses, 300 for dislocations, 500 for palace offenses, and 1,000 each for mutilation and incatures. This indicates that the Xia legal system was relatively extensive and detailed, with the establishment of a legal framework. In the Suwangshuan, it is recorded during the rule of Xia, there was disorder, and the Yu Code was created. Many later scholars consider the Yu Code as a general term for Xia's legal system. Records from ancient texts indicate that during the Xia period, there was already a relatively sophisticated legal system. In the Shangshu of Sheng, it mentions King Mu learned the Xia redemption law and established the Yao Code. This refers to King Mu Shou using the Xia redemption law as an important reference for creating the Shou legal system. Known as the Yao Code, the redemption law mentioned in the text is likely associated with the Xia Code mentioned in the Suwangshuan. However, there is no available information on the specific content of the redemption law or the Yu Code. The Suwangshuan quotes from the Xie Shu, stating, for offenses of obscenity, mutilation, and treason, the punishment is death. Of Zhenxun, this kind of punishment gaotaos. Punishment, although the concept of the death penalty likely existed since the Neolithic period, the legal codification of the death penalty by Gaoda, an official under Yu, was significant. The Xia Dynasty had prisons. The Shiji mentions that Ji summoned Henan, imprisoned him in the Xia platform, but later released him. This is referred to as the prison name used by Xia Haowai in the Xia platform, where Tang was imprisoned by Xia Ji, are considered the earliest prisons mentioned in Chinese historical records. Yuan was a primitive prison, a circular earthen cell dug underground and surrounded by a fence above ground. The Danyu Mo evaluates Xia Hu's establishment of laws as a means of governance for the people. In addition to the Yu Code, there was also the Zhang Jian. Part 5. Military Organization. The military of the Xia Dynasty was established as a specialized force for warfare to maintain the rule of the aristocracy. Before the Xia Dynasty, warfare between tribes and tribal alliances was shouldered by young men within the tribes. However, with the formation of a unified tribal community and the emergence of a state structure during the Xia period, the establishment of a dedicated fighting force became essential. When you campaigned against the three Mao tribes, he referred to the army under his command as Zhenxun, signifying a well-organized and abundant force. Similarly, when Qi launched a campaign against the Yao tribe, he sternly admonished his troops to strictly obey his commands. This indicates the existence of a powerful military. During that time, the Ganshi is considered one of the earliest military laws in ancient China. The rulers of the Xia Dynasty, in order to safeguard the interests of the slave-owning aristocracy, established a military force, leading to the emergence of a primitive military system. The Xia Dynasty's military was under the control of the Xia king. In the Battle of Gan against Ji, where Qi established his ruling position, he demanded strict obedience from all participants, promising rewards for bravery and adherence to orders while punishing those who failed. According to the Shangshu Ganshi, it records, for achievements, rewards are offered to the ancestors. If the orders are not followed, punishment is given at the altar. This reflects the existence of strict military discipline. Xia being in the early stage of class society with relatively underdeveloped productivity, the Xia military was not large in number. For instance, when Xia's fifth king, Shao Kan, fled to the Yangyu tribe residing in land modern-day southeast of Yangcheng, Henan, he only had 500 followers. Later, Shao Kan allied with the Zhenxun and Shangguangji tribes, overthrew the usurper Han Shu, and restored the rule of the Xia dynasty. The organizational form of the Xia dynasty's military can be inferred from the oath made during the Mashra Gan. In the Shiji, Xia Banji, it records, preparing for battle. The Gan oath was made, and the 6 ministers were summoned. The oath, recited by T, stated that all participants must strictly execute commands, and that rewards would be given for bravery and obedience while punishment would be given for disobedience. The term 6 ministers and the mention of left, right, and driver in the oath are titles for military officers and soldiers. 6 ministers, according to the interpretation in the Shiji, Xia Banji, it says, the emperor commands 6 armies, and the commanders of each are all called ministers. 6 affairs personnel, according to the interpretation in the Shiji, Xia Banji, it says, each has military affairs, so they are called the 6 affairs personnel. Left and right, according to the interpretation by Zhang Shuan, it says, left, the left of the chariot. Right, the right of the chariot. Driver, according to the interpretation by Kong Angguo, it says, driving with proper horse control is a co-policy. This reflects the hierarchical structure and specific roles within the Xia military. Military branches. The military of the Xia dynasty was primarily composed of infantry, with the emergence of chariot troops. In the Ganshi, it mentions, left does not attack on the left, you must obey the orders. Right does not attack on the right, you must obey the orders. The charioteer, if his horse is not in order, you must obey. This confirms the existence of chariot troops. The left side of the chariot was equipped with bows for shooting, the right side had spears for stabbing, and the charioteer was positioned in the center. One chariot had 3 crew members, similar to the later chariot formations of the Shang dynasty. Additionally, in the Sima, chariots used in the Xia dynasty are referred to as hook chariots. The primary weapons used by the Xia dynasty military were wooden and stone weapons such as halberds, spears, axes, clubs, and bows and arrows. There were also a limited number of bronze weapons. During the Xia dynasty, there was no standing army. Instead, nobles formed guards that served as the king's security. In times of war, the king would temporarily conscript slave owners to form an army for battle. Chariot warfare was the predominant form of combat during the Xia dynasty. According to Kaishin Shijing Zhuan Yanchi, Ganchi, in ancient times, the method of chariot warfare involved 3 armored soldiers. One on the left was responsible for shooting, one on the right was responsible for striking and stabbing, and the charioteer was in the center, responsible for driving the horses swiftly. This formation, consisting of left, right, and charioteer, persisted into the Shang and Zhou periods. Part 6. Economy. Lian. In the context of the Xia dynasty, the mention of Changcheng in the historical records likely refers to the land measurement unit in the ancient Chinese system, particularly the concept of Zhenxun or field system. According to the account in the Zhuangshu during the first year of Duke I, when Shao Kahn was restoring order, it is mentioned that Shao Kahn, in his efforts to gather support and govern allocated lands and cities, including one chang of fields, the term chang is thought to be equivalent to the Jing in the well-field system. The Zhenxun system was a form of collective land ownership where fields were divided into 9 sections, and 8 families worked the land while the 9th lay fallow. This concept is echoed in later texts like the Hengshu, which notes that the Shang and Zhou dynasties established military power, organized 6 armies, and implemented military levies based on the well-field system. The unit of land measurement was referred to as chang, and the term chuang represented an area of land formed by chen tong, 一指chang consisting of chen zheng. Thus, chang covered an area of 10 square miles. The system progressed with concepts such as tong, chang, zhang, chuang, and fang delineating different sizes of land divisions. While the exact nature of land organization and distribution might have evolved over time, this evidence suggests the existence of a form of communal land ownership or an early form of the well-field system during the Xia Dynasty. The concept of chang in the context of land distribution reflects an early attempt at structured land management and could be considered a precursor to later land systems in ancient China, tribute and taxation. In the economic domain of the Xia Dynasty, the primary source of income for the Xia rulers was the tributes and taxes collected from the various regions within the 9 provinces. The Hu Hanshu states that the Xia rulers had 100 officials managing these fiscal and levy affairs. Based on records in the Mingzi, it is suggested that during the Xia Dynasty, commoners might have cultivated 50 acres of personal land and an additional 5 acres of communal land. This communal land was likely a shared resource for the community, with produce from these 5 acres being contributed as a tribute. This system reflects an early form of communal land ownership or a primitive taxation system. This notion of tribute and contribution was present in ancient societies, signifying a relationship between labor and the rulers. As noted by Marx, such arrangements were reminiscent of relations of tribute prevalent in primitive communal societies. The term guang, often translated as tribute, has the connotation of offering or presenting contributions to the ruling authority. In the Xia context, this could imply that a significant portion of land was allocated to the community members for independent cultivation, while another part was designated as communal land, with the harvest being collected as a tribute to the chieftain or head of the community. The Shangshi presents a later composition called Yuguang, which outlines the tribute system in the 9 provinces. While the accuracy of this account is questionable, it indicates that a structured system of tribute already existed during the Xia Dynasty. The tribute was organized based on the natural resources available in different regions, reflecting an early form of regional taxation. The economic structure also displayed aspects of feudalism, where the ruling families and nobility played a significant role. The Shangshi mentioned the allocation of lands and surnames to different regions based on their relationship with the Xia rulers, suggesting a form of feudalistic hierarchy. The distribution of land, the conferring of surnames, and the delineation of territories indicate a system of governance that had evolved from primitive communal ownership to a more structured and hierarchical society. In the economic structure of the Xia Dynasty, a systematic approach to tribute and land distribution was evident. The following are the different categories of tribute and the associated land distribution. Zhaiyanfu, this category pertained to regions within a distance of 500 miles from the capital of the Xia Dynasty. These areas were the primary suppliers of grain to the capital. Within 100 miles, they contributed grains with straw. Within the next 100 miles, they provided grains with ears. Beyond 300 miles, they paid tribute with husk grains. For regions 400 miles away, coarse rice was offered, and for those 500 miles away, they contributed refined rice. Hufu, regions situated between 500 and 1,000 miles from the capital, constituted the fiefs of the Xia nobility. The distribution varied, with 500 to 600 miles designated as cultivated land fiefs of high-ranking officials, 600 to 700 miles as baronies, and 8,000 or miles as dukes and marquisates. Suifu, regions located 1,000 to 1,500 miles from the capital were considered the border areas under Xia influence. Within 300 miles, cultural and educational governance was applied, while military and defensive measures were enforced 200 miles away. Yaofu, area situated 1,500 to 2,000 miles from the capital, required diplomatic negotiation and alliance to exert Xia influence. Within 300 miles, peaceful coexistence through alliances was promoted, while 200 miles away served as exile territory for the Xia people. Huangfu, beyond 2,000 to 2,500 miles from the capital, these were considered the territories of foreign tribes, with only indirect communication with the Xi rulers. Within 300 miles were various minority ethnic groups, and beyond 100 miles was exile territory. Agriculture. Use of tools. During the Xia Dynasty, agricultural civilization experienced significant development. The tools unearthed from the rural to cultural side and those used by the people of the Xia Dynasty were primarily made of stone. Bone and shell tools were also still in use, with traces of wooden plows found on the wall soil of some house foundations, ash pits, and burial sites. The laboring people of that time utilized these relatively primitive tools, showcasing their diligence and wisdom to manage water and soil, thereby advancing agricultural production. Water conservancy construction. The analects of Confucius records that Yu exerted his utmost efforts in digging canals, transforming water disasters into water resources to serve agriculture. In reality, the application of water conservancy technology was gradually developed by the people in the Yellow River Basin through labor practices, rather than being solely attributed to Yu the Great calendar application. In order to meet the needs of agricultural production and explore the seasonal patterns of farming activities, the lunar calendar, sometimes referred to as the Xia calendar, may have been compiled during the Xia Dynasty and continues to be prevalent in modern times. Handicrafts. With the development of agricultural production and the division of labor in the Xia Dynasty, various handicrafts such as pottery making, stone carving, bone and shell tool production, bronze metallurgy, and woodworking experienced no developments and specialization. Additionally, the manufacturing of wooden tools, jade artifacts, bone tools, shell tools, as well as weaving and brewing, may have already become independent sectors of handicraft production during the Xia Dynasty. Pottery making. The pottery industry in the Xia Dynasty likely emerged as a significant and independent sector. In pottery making, not only was the fast wheel manufacturing technique widely used, but water application before firing was also common, resulting in pottery with hues of gray or black, and a firm texture. Decorations on pottery surfaces included basket patterns, square grids, rope patterns, as well as intricate nail marks, feather patterns, incisions, circular patterns, and carvings. There were more than 30 types of vessel shapes, including cooking utensils, drinking vessels, tableware, and storage containers. Particularly noteworthy were the finely crafted and polished black pottery, with a delicate texture, thin as an eggshell, and a glossy surface. The production of such pottery required rich experience and advanced skills, indicating that pottery making had likely become an independent sector in the handicraft industry. Stone tool manufacturing. In the realm of stone tool manufacturing, drilling stone shovels and stone knives were predominant. The meticulous craftsmanship of various stone tools, with almost no evidence of drilling damage or re-drilling, indicated a mature level of technological expertise in their production. Sites near mountainous areas yielded more finished stone tools, while places farther away had fewer semi-finished products and discarded stone fragments. This suggests that the stone tools found in these areas were likely obtained through exchange with regions specialized in stone tool production, indicating the emergence of dedicated stone tool processing and exchange during that time. Bronze artifacts. In historical records, there are mentions of bronze metallurgy during the Xia Dynasty, such as the forging of the 9 tripod cauldrons by Yu and the commissioning of people by Emperor Ti of the Xia to cast cauldrons in Kanwu. The remnants of cast bronze artifacts unearthed provide evidence of this practice. For instance, at the late-stage site of Longshan culture in Maishan, Linro County, fragments of copper smelting crucibles were discovered. The largest fragment, measuring 5.3 centimeters in length, 4.1 centimeters in width, and 2 centimeters in thickness, preserve 6 layers of copper smelting traces. In the late-stage site of Longshan culture in Niasai, Zhenxun, a fragment of a copper smelting crucible was also unearthed, with attached copper chips and rust confirmed by analysis to be bronze remnants of copper tin alloy. Particularly in 1980, during the excavation of Yangcheng in Zhenxun, a bronze fragment was unearthed, measuring approximately 6.5 centimeters in width, 5.7 centimeters in height, and 0.2 centimeters in mold thickness. Laboratory analysis confirmed the presence of a bronze alloy containing tin, lead, and copper. The shape of this artifact might be a bronze weight, leading some scholars to believe the bronze casting had already taken place during the Xia Dynasty, marking the beginning of the Bronze Age. Large bronze artifacts have not been found in Xia Dynasty sites. However, in the early cultural remains, there are bronze cast tools, weapons, and containers such as knives, oars, plowshares, chisels, oars, daggers, and drill vessels. Bronze casting sites have also been discovered, yielding pottery molds, copper slag, and crucible fragments. The copper vessels found were cast using composite molds, indicating that the bronze casting technology had reached a certain scale and level of sophistication. As for bronze artifacts, China has discovered bronze knives from the related culture. If the related culture is considered a cultural period of the Xia Dynasty, then these bronze artifacts belong to the Xia period. The forms of Xia Dynasty bronze artifacts closely resemble pottery. Since the history of bronze casting was relatively short during the Xia Dynasty, bronze artifacts did not develop a well-defined standard. They resemble pottery in appearance, similar to the unearthed pottery of the Xia Dynasty, exhibiting a relatively primitive style with few patterns, featuring small dots and simple engraved lines. Animal husbandry in the Xia Dynasty experienced some development, with certain clans and tribes specializing in this field. For example, after the defeat of the Hu clan in Gan, they were demoted to pastoral slaves and engaged in animal husbandry. The breeding of horses received significant attention during this period. Part 7. Culture. Writing. The embryonic form of written language has been evident in various cultural remnants, such as the Yangcheng culture and Zhenxun culture, and has been gradually developing. The oracle bone inscriptions and bronze inscriptions discovered in places like the Yangcheng in Anyi, Henan province, represent the earliest known Chinese characters, marking the maturation of written language. Tracing back from the Yangcheng period to the early Xia Dynasty, a span of nearly 800 or 900 years, there is undeniable evidence of written language and documented literature during the Xia era. The script of the Shang Dynasty was mature, and similarly, the script of the Xia Dynasty was also mature, as evidenced by historical records of Xia seals. The Xia script is represented by inscriptions attributed to Emperor Yu and the Yuan style, both of which are enduring examples of Xia seals. Speaking of seal script, one naturally thinks of the Great Seal Das1 and Small Seal Shaozhuan, where the Great Seal refers to the Zhou seal and the Small Seal refers to the Qin seal. Seal script is considered the official script. In history, there is also mention of Xia seal. However, due to the lack of discovered Xia Dynasty characters, opinions on Xia seal have varied. For example, Xia seal, the legendary script of the Xia Dynasty, it is generally believed that Tai Shishangshao, the grand historian of King Xuanshao, wrote Das1 in 15 volumes, marking the beginning of seal script. The term Xia seal in this context is a generalization. Based on archaeological evidence, no definite and reliable characters from the Xia Dynasty have been discovered. If they exist, they must be more primitive than oracle bone inscriptions. Many ancient people associated Xia seal with bronze inscriptions and Great Seal, but all these are based on unfounded claims here. Xia seal is considered an association and unfounded claim because there is no evidence of Xia Dynasty characters, and therefore, the concept of Xia seal is questionable. Geography. The emergence of maps can be traced back to the legendary tales of Yu the Great's flood control during the Xia Dynasty. It is evident that people of that time already had knowledge of many high mountains and large rivers, had determined the cardinal directions of the earth, and had learned techniques such as canal construction, flood diversion, and embankment repair. Additionally, they had acquired the skills of calculation, measurement, and the creation of simple maps. Legend has it that Yu the Great, through his practical experience, collected metals such as copper presented by the various regions of the 9 provinces, and cast 9 large tripods. On these tripods were depicted the mountains, rivers, vegetation, and animals of each province. Some suggest that this might have been an early form of a tour guide's guide map or, in other words, a primitive map dating back 4,000 years. Part A. Ethnic groups. 3 Mao tribes. The terms Mao and barbarian had the same pronunciation and meaning in ancient Chinese. The 3 Mao tribes are believed to be synonymous with the later Nam and southern barbarians. The strategies of the warring states, with strategies records the geographical locations of the 3 Mao tribes to the east, Zhangting, to the west, Pengui, to the north, Wenshan, and to the south, Henan. During the reigns of Ya and Shan, a great flood occurred, and the 3 Mao tribes took advantage of the chaos to rebel in the southeast. Along with Huangzhu, Gongguang, and Gan, who failed in flood control, they were collectively known as the 4 culprits of the world, and it was necessary to punish them before the people would submit. Shan sent you to subdue the Mao people, but the mission did not yield results. In his later years, Shan personally led a southern expedition, but died of illness in the wilderness of Kanwu. Yu then continued the campaign against the Mao, and in his solemn military oath, known as Yu's Oath, he engaged in a 70-day-long battle against the Mao forces. Eventually, he defeated the Mao army and pacified the 3 Mao tribes. From that point on, the influence of the 3 Mao tribes declined, and they faded from the historical stage. East Yi. The people of Yi resided to the east of the Central Plains, hence the name East Yi. Initially, the East Yi tribes were distributed in the area from Yangcheng in northern Hebei to the southern foot of Yangcheng. During the Xia and Shang periods, they were divided into 4 branches. One branch remained in Zhejiang, the northern branch migrated around Bohai, Bei to Liaodong and the Korean peninsula, the southern branch descended through Shandong to the Zhanghua region, and another branch extended westward across the western plains of North China, reaching as far as Shaanxi. This western branch, during the early Xia Dynasty, posed a significant threat to the Xia Hushi regime, conflicting with them during the period from Chaikang to Xu. The Qiong clan originated in Qiongsan, later migrating north to the shores of the Bohai Sea and Gai, where they gradually prospered. During the reigns of the 5 emperors, they joined the tribal alliance of the Yu clan and, together with Emperor Shan, expelled rebellious tribes such as Da Fang, Shi Rui, Zhu Ying, Yayu, Zhao Kai, Fang Shi, and Xu Shi. Their prestige temporarily rose. At the beginning of the Xia Dynasty, the Qiang clan moved west to encroaching upon the heartland of the Xia Hushi. During the time of Chaikang, as the Xia regime weakened, the leader of the Qiang clan, Yi, took advantage of the situation to expand westward. Crossing the Yellow River southward, he conquered the 4 Xia Hu vassal states Ji, Fangxi, Luobo, and Hebei, occupying the northern foot of Mount Song and the former territory of Yishi. Subsequently, he seized the Xia, capital Shangsan, indulging in excess in the east of Henan, and established his younger brother Zhang Kang as ruler. When Zhang Kang ascended, his son Xiang took over, and Yi eventually took power, thus usurping the government. 8 years later, Yi was killed by his adopted son Han Shu. Han Shu, in a cruel act, forced Yi's son to consume his father's flesh. When the son refused, Han Shu killed him. Han Shu then married Yi's wife Chen, who had 2 sons, Yi and Zhao. Han Shu was ruthless and incompetent, leading to the alliance of Shia Hu Sha Khan with vassals Mi, Yu, Yuran, San Guan, San Shen, and others. Together, they wiped out Yi, Zhao, and Han Shu. Following this, the Qiang clan people left the Heluo region and migrated southwest. Among the eastern Yi nations, apart from the early conflict between the Qiang clan and Xia, in the subsequent rule of Yi and Han Shu, which replaced the Xia dynasty for about 40 years, most of the other eastern Yi nations maintained friendly relations with Xia. These nations include those that supported Xia during the restoration activities of Shah Khan, such as the Ren, Yu, and others, as well as those who were once Xia charioteers like the Sui. The southeastern branch of the East Yi tribe was divided into 9 clans, collectively known as the 9 Yi. According to the Bamboo during the reign of Shah Khan, only Fang Yi submitted, while the other 8 continued to resist the Xia people. During the rule of Shah Khan's son Shu, there was a significant improvement in military equipment, including the production of armor and spears. The East Yi tribes were repeatedly defeated, extending the influence of the Xia Hu to the shores of the East Sea. By the time of Shu's son Huari, the 9 Yi gradually submitted to the Xia Hu, and thereafter there was peace between the East Yi and Xia Shang Dynasty. In the year recognized by Sima Qian as the beginning of China's official history, known as the time of the Five Emperors, the Eastern Yi cluster had already differentiated into numerous continuously reorganized tribal groups. Prominent among these were the Kaiyu tribe, Shuanzu tribe, Diku tribe, Dishen tribe, Gada tribe, and Baoyi tribe, all of which originated from the earlier Tai Ha and Shaoha groups. The Shang lineage, which took its surname from Diku Gao Shenji, traced its ancestry to Qi, born to Diku's concubine Yu Shuangshidi. Qi, a contemporary of Yu the Great, resided in Shangting and assisted Yu in flood control. Through the leadership of 5 notable ancestors Shangming, Xiangtu, Cheng Ruo, Ka Yu, and Ming, the Shang lineage expanded from eastern Henan to northern Henan. Ming, who served as the water official in the Xia Dynasty, died during the flood control process. In the reign of Ming's son Wang Hai, the Shang lineage reached a new economic peak, with inscriptions indicating that Wang Hai's offerings in one ritual involved as many as 50 oxen. To address the issue of excess livestock and the challenges of their maintenance, Wang Hai entrusted some of the cattle and sheep to the Hibo clan and the Yui clan. The leader of the Yui clan, Mian Chan, took advantage of the situation and demanded all the livestock from Wang Hai. When Wang Hai refused, Mian Chan killed him and seized the cattle and sheep. Wang Hai's brother, Wang Hang, later reclaimed the livestock from Mian Chan. Wang Hang's son, Shang Jiawei, allied with the Hibo clan to revolt against the Yui clan, resulting in the death of Mian Chan. As the Yui clan declined, the Shang lineage grew stronger. During the reigns of Shang Ran and Shang Gui, the power of the Shang lineage continued to rise. They allied with various tribal groups downstream of the Yellow River, gradually encroaching upon the central plains of the Xiahushi. Upon the ascension of Qian Chan, he gathered talented individuals including Yi Yan, Zhang Houwei, Niu Jiu, and Niu Fang. Under their coordination, the Shang lineage initiated military campaigns, successively defeating tribes aligned with the Xiaohu, such as Wei, Gu, Kunwu, and others. The Xiaohu's power weakened, and after 11 expeditions, they became invincible throughout the land. Seizing the opportunity of a drought in Xia territory, Chang led an army westward. In a decisive battle against Xiaohu near Mingxiu, Zhi could not withstand the pressure and fled to Nanchang. Chang declared himself king in the western capital, leading to the collapse of the Xia Dynasty and the establishment of the Shang Dynasty. Part 9. Social life. 专业的 Staple food. The main staple food for common people during the 3 dynasties was porridge and rice made from various grains. Millet, sorghum, foxtail millet, and rice were cooked in the thin or thick porridge for consumption. The upper echelons of society tended to consume dry rice more frequently and occasionally eat vegetables. Animal sacrifices were only slaughtered during large-scale ritual activities, and the ritual meat was placed in cauldrons and stored underground. At various relative archaeological sites, remnants of millet husks and rice husks have been discovered, indicating the prevalent consumption of these grains in the diets of people during that time. Drinking wine. Legend has it that Yu the Great's minister Yi began brewing wine, and Xianhu Sha Kang invented the brewing method for shu wine. In the late Neolithic period of Central Plains culture, during the Longshan culture, the custom of brewing wine emerged. By the Xia Dynasty, with enhanced productivity, brewing and consuming good wine became a symbol of power and wealth. Legendary accounts such as Tu Kang making wine, Yi Li making wine, Tai Kang making shu wine, and Shao Kang making shu wine recorded in ancient texts all testify to the significance of wine during this period. In the Xia, Shang, and Western Zhou periods, the wine produced was generally low in alcohol content, not very strong. In the record of rites, Jade Robes, it is mentioned that ancient people remained calm and clear-headed even after drinking 3 cups of wine. Transportation. In the capital of the Xia Dynasty, carts appeared, although it cannot be confirmed whether they were human-powered or horse-drawn carts. This uncertainty arises from the fact that the wheel tracks were only 1 meter wide, unlike the 2-meter-wide wheel tracks of the Shang Dynasty, which had already confirmed the use of horse-drawn. Conclusion. The Xia Dynasty did not leave behind direct written records, so our understanding of the kings, officials, military, in judicial situations of the Xia Dynasty relies on the accounts of ancient texts. In modern times, the discovery of a large palace, tombs, and numerous bronze artifacts at the relative village site in Yangcheng City, Henan Province, has shed light on various aspects of the political, economic, cultural, and daily life of Xia as a late Neolithic tribal alliance. Ancient textual records are scarce and often unclear. Archaeological work on the Xia Dynasty is still ongoing. After years of investigation and excavation, cultural remains have been found in the western part of Henan and the southern part of Shaanxi, representing a cultural transition between the Longshan culture in Henan and the Yulishan culture in Zhenxun, known as the Erlitu culture, with its more typical representation at the Erlitu site in Yangcheng, Henan, dates to around the 1900 BCE, falling within the chronological scope of the Xia Dynasty. Although there is not yet conclusive evidence that it directly represents Xia culture, the rich archaeological data provided by Erlitu has significantly contributed to the exploration of Xia culture. The designation of the Erlitu site as the capital of the Xia dynasty is mainly based on three scientific considerations. First, the relative dating of Erlitu, determined through archaeological stratigraphy and typology, places it between the Longshan and Shang cultures. Second, carbon-14 dating of the Erlitu site places it between 3,800 and 3,500 years ago, coinciding with the mid to late Xia dynasty as recorded in historical texts. Furthermore, the location of the Erlitu site in the western part of Henan aligns with the historical records indicating the main activity area of the Xia dynasty. More importantly, the Erlitu site exhibits the characteristics of a series of dynastic atmospheres. The Erlitu culture, with its highly splendid dynastic atmosphere and well-developed control network and ruling civilization, represents the earliest core culture and extensive monarchy in East Asia about 380–350 years ago. It marks the pioneering entry into the stage of dynastic civilization. During this process, the Central Plains formed a pyramid-shaped settlement structure centered around the Erlitu capital and the celestial pattern of settlement distribution. As the origins of Chinese civilization project and the chronology project of Xia, Shang, and show progress, comprehensive research using carbon-14 dating, literary records, and archaeological stratigraphy has led to widespread acceptance that the core part of the Erlitu culture represents the Xia culture.